All right, guys. It's the grand finals of Ham Cup. $1,300 on the line. Shopify Rebellion's BYUN fueled by puppies in the bottom right side of the map. And in the top left, Hero fueled by a need to represent the ancient alien race well. They've been fighting for so many years. And he is one of the few players, when other Protosses are struggling, who finds a way to victory. That being said, a lot of his detractors are saying, guess what? Hero sucks right now, Pig. He's washed up. He looks really uninspired. He's losing to people like Nightmare and struggling to make it out of groups at GSL. I still have faith. I believe that Hero is a player who is unafraid to try crazy different styles. Where any other player can get stuck in a bit of a rut for a long period, Hero is a player who's not afraid to branch out into wildly different strategies. And as a result, he has some really mixed performances. Sometimes he looks like a genius. Sometimes he looks like a bit of a dummy. But I really feel like he's coming off a little bit of a mini rut right now. He's figured out some new builds, some different styles. He has some really creative aggression coming out. And it's going to be about how well he can get underneath BYUN's skin, throw him out of his element, maybe get a bit of paranoia out of BYUN, and then switch into economy. The one thing we don't want to see, which has been Hero's downfall recently in this matchup, is where he basically goes for the aggression. The Terran scouts, it sees it coming. They play crazy safe. They super turtle up, and he just keeps attacking into their defenses and kind of throws the game away. He's had a few games like that where if he just kind of built up a bit more economy, leaned back, he could do it. So sometimes figuring out, is the Terran being safe? Are they respecting his aggression, or are they being greedy? If Hero can get that read, he'll be doing very well. But now, BYUN's opened up Marine first. No scout until this Marine came out and just looked for proxy gates. He's going to go straight for that bunker on the low ground. So factory, second gas into that. This is a very efficient build order, guys. He's going to go for 2 Marines building at a time. First Adept comes forward on the map. Twilight Council opening for Hero. So pretty standard to see Blink here to start things off. I've talked about this earlier in this tournament, but I just wanted to mention it again, guys. You're much better off with these probes mining from the main base and then transferring them down. You want to go up to at least 20 workers on that base, if not 21 or 22, before considering moving them into your long-distance mining. Adept comes in, gets a Marine, takes almost no damage. In fact, I believe that Adept just got more powerful as she gets to the hit points of the meme number. 69 hit point Adept. She'll regenerate her shields very slowly but steadily. Factory's building a tech lab in a second. Barracks on the way. BYUN is going to be playing a meaty style. He doesn't want a Widow Mine drop. He doesn't want to get mobile on the map. He just wants to play super safe. And if Hero goes 4-gate blink into this, it's going to be hard to find any damage. Oh man, this micro. This micro on the Marines is kind of amazing. Hero does take out a couple of Marines, but only after losing, a couple of Adepts. So 2 Adepts for 4 Marines, a bit of lost mining time. It's damage, but it's definitely not amazing damage. And I do want to see Hero drop a 3rd Nexus, but the fact that he hasn't moved a probe out for that yet, I expect 2 more gateways to go down momentarily. Yep, he's about to build a 3rd and 4th gateway, I think. Oh no, he's moving out for the 3rd. Okay, good call. Hero's going to go for that quick 3rd base. And against a guy who's playing a very static and defensive style like this. Look at this, even a 3rd barracks before starport, getting up the early 3rd is pretty much ideal. BYUN went for a Cyclone as well. That keeps him safe first Oracle play. He's going to be unhappy when he realizes it was a Blink opening. Cyclone is very much not the unit you want. You'd rather have a Siege Tank or just go straight into more Bio. Engineering Bay is on the way. BYUN, of course, sitting on just 2 gases. Notice how with this build, you're very mineral focused. Lots of barracks, getting some tech units. You can't afford the starport though and the upgrades, so your medevacs get extremely delayed. And this is what I said about it being a very immobile build. One where you're basically just stuck sitting at home, turtling up, and if the Protoss does an economic build, probes up correctly, goes to their splash damage, they should be ready to intercept. Now keep in mind, even if things go well for Hero, he's known for letting some advantages slip away, and BYUN's also known for epic comebacks. I remember there was this one game where Hero had him dead to rights, up like 40 workers for 10 minutes, and BYUN ended up coming back to win. And I was kind of disgusted. Like, even though I saw the mistakes Hero was making and was actively commentating them, I couldn't help but like feel that little bit of like that voice in the back of your head that's like, imbalance! There's that little bit of vomit that comes out when we're casting a big tournament like this. We do get a lot of those popping up in chat after every game. Just a reminder here at the start of the grand finals that we have a no balance wine rule in the chat. Basically, when you have 1,400 people in a Twitch chat, if we let that stuff run rampant, basically every win just turns into a complaint about whichever race is winning at the time and how broken it is. And it basically sours the viewing experience and the conversation for everyone else in the channel. I don't need to explain that, and I normally don't bother, but I'm going to just for the start of today, as there's a lot of new viewers tuning in. And it's always something where it's not that we are trying to obscure the truth or censor you. We just choose to chill and enjoy the video games and appreciate the pro players. That's what we're going to be doing here. Cyclone's going to move to the left. There is already a Colossus on the way. Sentries and Charge coming in as well. 4 gateways on the way. 2 more gateways are coming. Cyclone's going to move away. Those 4 Stalkers trying to chase him down. Cyclone's going to be getting cornered. It's moving out at the front, though, so that actually is really good. The Cyclone distracts the armies moving forward. Remember, there's no 3rd command center. BYUN needs damage. I mean, Hero is so greedy on the worker count. He's gone to 63 workers. But he's got Colossus out pretty early. If he can get a 2nd Colossus started, that's really important, but he's supply blocked for a few seconds. Does build another battery in the natural as well. I guess he's ready to fall back here, do a bit of like a fighting retreat. Oh my lord, blink away. Okay, I like that he's kind of luring him in a different direction. That's actually really cute by Hero. Siege tank. Oh, if you could get the tank with the Colossus, get a few hits on it would be nice. Oh my god, no, Hero! Hero out in the open with his whole army! Oh, he was watching with his... If he moved his Immortal forward and shot the tank and then just pulled to the left, he could have done so well. The Stalkers were microed really nicely by Hero, but the Colossus gets gunned down. And that Colossus was everything. He's got another one going to pop out in a few seconds. Stalkers go after the siege tank on the right. Zealots trying to warp in. There's only 6 gateways active. The probes are getting annihilated. Hero is really far ahead in economy. I think he should just run his probes away. The Colossus is here. That was actually an incredible hold considering how bad the start was. I still think it's pretty damn bad for Hero, but the fact that he survives is a testament to how scrappy he is. A lot of Protoss players would have kind of just thrown their hands in the air after that Colossus went down. Ooh-wee. For those who don't know, the Extended Thermal Lance plus 3 weapon range upgrade is about to finish. That's going to help out a lot, but losing a Colossus is always problematic. You can see 1,500 resources lost difference, and now that the 3rd's finished, look at how quickly this saturates. SCV's coming out. It's going to be probing that up. I think that must have been just the rocks there that he was clearing. 2nd Engineering Bay and Armory are on the way, going up to 5 barracks. And the 1st Forge is up, the 2nd Forge starting. So it's going to be double Forge, just Stalker, Colossus play. Bio trying to move to the right. Interesting to see BYUN play such quick double upgrades in this game. I like this choice. I think it's not always the best thing. Staying on 1-1 for a long time can be really nice, but Gumiho does this a lot, the quick double upgrades, and he does make it look very powerful. I think if, in general, just predictability is a bad thing in this matchup. If you always sit on 1-1 all game, it's easy for the Protoss to kind of prepare for that. Same way, if you rush 2-2 every game, you leave a window where you don't get those Vikings out as early, you delay your Ghosts a lot, and that can really hurt you. Notice how BYUN still is not building Ghosts in this game. You just can't afford Ghosts and double Viking production, 5 racks, and an early 2-2. So it's going to be probably going down in the next 30 seconds to a minute. There we go. Ghost Academy goes down now. 4th Nexus is on the way for Hero. He's got a 2nd Robo on the way really early, and he's already building Disruptors. I love this. I love that he's going into Disruptors here. I feel like Disruptors haven't been getting as much love from Protoss since they got that slight radius nerf to their splash damage. It's only a very small nerf to them, but just seems like we're seeing players with like 2 Disruptors against a max Terran army. If you can get to 6 or 7, they are still a very powerful force that can reliably force the Terran to dodge. It's not like they do direct damage, but it's while the Terran is dodging, the rest of your army is doing damage. It's forcing them back. It's letting them get damaged by their stim and delaying the fight as much as they possibly can. That's... For those who are watching live, we've got some new BYUN and Hero emotes up, guys. We've got both the direct picture of them as well as my fan art. If you guys want to use those emotes to cheer for your favorite player in the chat, those might be some of the fuggliest emotes that have ever been created, and that's because I'm responsible for them. The puppy emote, though, is still my favorite there. Dark Shrine is on the way. I'll be moving forward. Is BYUN giving Hero too much time here, guys? I feel like with the early Colossus kill, he could have had a bit more momentum. And this is the downside of going 2-2 upgrades, actually. If you think about it, he's just like, well, I don't have Ghosts yet. I'm going to take a little bit longer. And it gives more time for the Protoss to get those Disruptors out. An extra Colossus is on the way. I'm not a big fan of going for the 4 Colossus. I like 3 Colossus personally because the Viking count's growing. But he gets one. Oh, good fight here for Hero. Very good fight. If he can focus those Vikings down, that's going to be huge. The Disruptors are chasing back the Bio. The Stalkers get rid of all of the Vikings, and then he pulls back. Oh, that was a great fight for Hero. He just cleared all the anti-air. The units lost up. He was behind 1,500 resources. Now he's in a good spot, but he goes too far out here. Oh, the Stalkers have to go to the right. The Zealots do flank in from the left. The Stalkers are gunning things down. It's a very close fight. Hero may have forced this fight a bit too early. Remember, his whole army was EMP'd. That really cost him. And he does lose a lot of Stalkers there. That was an unnecessary engagement. What started really well turned into Hero basically getting a little bit of overexcitement and trying to force the issue. If he just chilled out, pulled back, waited for some energy, some shields to regen, waited for the Disruptors to cool down, he'd be good. Instead, his Disruptors got thrown away. A lot of Stalkers got thrown away. And remember, anytime you're trading Stalkers for Marine Marauder, that's a very good trade for the Terran. Especially on 4-base with the Terran now starting +3 attack. Terran's up on upgrades. It's 2-2 versus 1-1. So I don't know if Hero realized that that's the case, but hopefully he does as this game goes on. Trying to take the rich gas in the middle, going for that 5th base. And BYUN's got a 2nd starport, swapping onto the factory reactor. I like that choice. Widow Mines aren't as important at this stage of the game. Still good to pepper them around the map, but they're not as high priority as getting the Viking count up. He has to clear the Colossus in the next engagement. Otherwise, those bad boys are going to get wild efficiency for Hero in the long term. Zealots do run into this army. Looks like they'll pretty much all go down. Nice snipe on one of those. Not many observers on this map. Just one on the left, one on the right for Hero. Hero's going Blink Dark Templar, +3 attack. His +2 armor is almost finished. A 3rd Robo on the way. You guys know I love the triple Robo. Triple Robo is insurance. Not enough Protoss players buy insurance in this matchup, but the ability to pump out 3 Disruptors. They take 36 seconds to build. If you lose a fight on the Terran side of the map, lose your whole army, with 3 Robos and Chrono Boost, you can pump out 6 Disruptors in a minute. And 6 Disruptors is enough to hold off pretty much any Terran army for a good bit of time. A lot of Protoss players, they end up on Zealot Stalker Remax, and that's what gets them killed. Balls go flying. It was a double shot, a little unnecessary. The Vikings go really far forward for BYUN, though. He loses a lot of those, and he doesn't even get a Colossus. BYUN's Viking fights kind of suck, guys. He's lost 10 Vikings for 2 Colossus. That is not good trading. 2-2 versus 2-2 upgrades right now. BYUN looked like he wanted to split his army, but Hero's trying to keep him pinned here. Look at that. BYUN's going to flank around. He's going to flank around, but Hero's saying, hey, guess what? I know you want to flank me. I know you want to come in from multiple angles. I'll push in and punish you before your flank's set up. Balls go flying in pretty much every direction. Zealots flank from the left. That was a slaughtering engagement by Hero. 1 Colossus left standing at the end of the day. A bunch of Disruptors. And he just took a fantastic engagement. Up 50 supply. The units lost tab now even after a few bad fights earlier that put him way behind in that units lost tab. It's been a real seesaw. I feel like BYUN crushed the first fight, then got crushed in the second fight. Then Hero chased too far and threw away his advantage. And then Hero comes to the other side, gets a massively good fight. Blink Dark Templar, take out the 4th. That is a killing blow. Dark Templar on the right. Disruptors in the middle. The Zealots trying to pull back as well. Hero's micro is so fascinating because you can tell it's so flexible and on the fly. It's this off-the-cuff micro where he's just kind of grabbing things on the screen and moving them where they need to be. You'll sometimes see players who are stuck in a system where they're like, all the Disruptors are on a control group. All the Stalkers are on a different control group, and they always use them all together. Hero just grabs things on the screen and uses them however he sees fit. Marauders get on top of the Disruptors, but the balls go flying and take out a lot of them. The Stalkers blink forward, the Vikings and the Medevacs getting shot down, and Hero with a nice Game 1 victory on Neo Humanity. All right, guys. Hero with a really nice Game 1 start. Looked pretty good for his momentum. But never underestimate BYUN's ability to knuckle down and get back in the game. I do feel the 2nd Engineering Bay Armory, not as much his style. I think if he just kept going mass Widowmine Bio Drop, hitting 2 sides at once with multi-drops, even though Hero was turtled up pretty well, I think he would have struggled with just the classic Biomine multi-prong into Ghosts and Vikings on 1-1 upgrades and just being a bit more momentum focused. There we go, Probe moving on forward there. Feel free, links are open as well, guys. So if people ask questions in the live chat about build orders, and resources like that, you're always willing to, you're always able to share StarCraft videos, threads, or forums, or Discord servers where you found help for strategies. Likewise, if you're watching this later on YouTube, same thing, join my Discord, check out the description of the video. I assume this one will be up on YouTube later on after the tournament, and a lot of you are probably watching and listening to this in the future. Isn't that crazy? So getting in there and helping out new players is, I think, the greatest thing in the StarCraft community. And I think a Twitch chat is obviously not as good of a place. Basically for, yeah, it's not as of good a place to ask those questions, because a lot of people are like, oh, everyone's trolling in Twitch chat or YouTube comments. But the moment you hop in like a Discord server and you're like, oh, here's a replay, I'm really struggling with this, or I don't know what to do in this matchup. It's crazy how quick you get these amazing people in the StarCraft community who will like hop in, watch your replay, they'll write a bunch of notes, they'll chat with you, and you guys can have a bit of back and forth. And I've always said improving at any competitive activity, but especially a deep real-time strategy game like StarCraft is so much more satisfying and easy to learn if you're in a community like a server where you can actually chat with other people and kind of learn from each other. Anyways, already getting a probe at the start. Not a bad start for BYUN. The Adept is coming in. The bunker will finish just in time. This is an early reactor into 3 racks for BYUN. And the Adept is not going to be able to see it. Even if it finishes the shade, the barracks are far enough back. So I love this placement for BYUN. Those who have watched a lot of my commentary know I've been really critical of a lot of Terrans who build the barracks right here. And technically the shade doesn't have a lot of vision. Notice how the Adept has this vision? Watch when he shades. Notice the shade only has 4 vision. But then if they let the shade finish, they see that you've gone 3 racks, and it's like, why would you give that scouting information away? BYUN, really good attention to detail, doesn't do that, hides the 3 racks, and Hero has no idea. Now Hero's going for a second gate and a robo. Looks like the same opening. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays 4-gate blink, and 4-gate blink is a perfectly fine build order against 3 racks. It can end up really bad if you like blink into the base and get stimmed on by a big pack of Marines and Marauders. On the other hand, it can end really bad for the Terran if they go to the Protoss side of the map, realize there's 10 Blink Stalkers that can just basically out-micro them and pick them all off for free. This is a crazy move out by BYUN. Loses 3 Marines for an Adept. I think you're very happy with that trade as Hero. Because if you think about it, Adepts don't scale well into the next stage of the game. And the Marines, once they get Stim and Shields, they become much more powerful units. So not only is it a positive cost for cost trade, the only reason he's behind is the probe he lost earlier, but you're also trading off your unit that doesn't scale well into the next stage of the game for his unit that does scale well. Interesting question about the earlier Marine hiding on top of the ramp and letting the probe block the command center. He actually did that to hide the fact that he went Marine first, and that's why BYUN was able to get that probe kill that we talked about earlier in this game. So because the Reaper takes a lot longer to build than the Marine, if you don't show the Marine straight away, the Protoss player might just run away, think you're going Reaper, and then like build a shield battery and play really safe in the early game. So that's what's really interesting. That's why players do that. Anyway, guys, giving a lot of educational answers here. I'll let people in chat answer the rest of those for now, but I'll try to answer them between games. Very quick third base. Oh, wait, whoa, he didn't run away? Oh, he actually stimmed on him. Oh, he actually used stim to catch those Adepts. Good catch. Didn't lose any more Marines. And now you know stim's done. So Hero's like, oh god, get a shield battery at that third. Oh man, but he's going to miss the move out. Okay, he sees it. He sees the move out. Very important for him to spot that move out there. He's going to have to pull to the right. Okay, this is only 3 gateways, but 3 gates is way better than 2 gate in this scenario. Gives you a decent unit count to do some stuff. He's trying to bait stims out of those bio. Run, Hero, you got to get out of there. Blink's almost ready, and he does lose a Stalker, but stim's almost worn off. So you can see here, if he does another stim, that's going to cost him 2 Stalkers going down, though. A little bit sloppy on the micro here for Hero. Of course, he's panicked because he needs to get back to the shield battery. He's staying out here a little bit too long. Does lose 5 Stalkers, but it's not free. It's a lot of Marine Marauder going down, and the third base is up. You can see there's non-stop probing behind this. If you could hunt down this Marine Marauder, that'd be great. But notice, they tried to use the sight blocker. Little do they realize that there's an observer overhead. The Marauders and Marines go after that, but look at that. Micro from Hero gets away. With these 2 observers out here, BYUN needs to tuck it away. BYUN needs to tuck this bio away and go home because the observers are ruining him. It's the vision which allows the Stalkers to take those fights correctly. Going up to 5 gateways and a forge. Looks like Charge might be coming in a moment. He's on 4 gas, so the Robo Bay has to go down. There we go. Colossus is amazing versus 3 racks. BYUN goes for a third command center, but it feels like another game, 2 in a row, where Hero's done pretty well. Even though the trades are dead even, he has a third fully saturated. BYUN has a good work account, 50. But the third command center just started, and that's what really hurts you. Observer sees the 5 racks. Observer does go down at the front. BYUN's eyeballs are amazing. He's so good at spotting those invisible units. Hero doesn't know about the third command center, which is kind of sad because he's lacking information. On the other hand, he knows it's very heavy aggression for now, and that's all he really needs to know. Stalker's pulling back. +1 attack is on the way for Hero. He's up to 5 gateways now as those warp gates transform. Bio Army's still here. I love this defensive movement on the Observer. If BYUN spots that and kills it, that'll be important to set up for the next fight. Battery Overcharge goes down. Crazy move forward for BYUN. But he only loses like 1 Marauder, gets a Stalker or 2. That's another Stalker there. I think Hero is like, he's seriously still hanging out here? This is really dangerous. But BYUN is just on the edge, threatening the Protoss, and that's where BYUN does his best work when he's got him pinned. That Observer's sitting overhead though. If BYUN doesn't see that, that is going to really hurt him over the next minute or two. That Observer's not there. Hero's wondering, where is your army right now? He's freaking out. Instead, he sees everything that's happening. Oh, those force fields! Even without charge, the Zealots do pretty okay there. The Immortal Stalker taking a pretty damn good fight. Who needs battery overcharge when you've got positioning like that? That was brilliant by Hero. Still behind on the units lost tab, though. Marine Marauder's very good. Stim, shields, concussive, and +1. Finally, a Colossus gets here. Those 2 Immortals have been really helping out. The Sentry energy is being exhausted. Going to take a while till he gets another Guardian Shield. But as long as you're securing a 4th base and you know where the enemy army is, there's no surprises. BYUN needs to sneak a drop past. He really needs to spread Hero out and find a way to catch him off guard. Attacking front on here is kind of risky, but with charge only just starting, the Zealots, they're basically just tanking. They're not doing any damage. The Immortals aren't getting many hits off here. The Colossus is doing pretty well. Zealot sets off a Widow Mine. Another Widow Mine gets picked off there. The Observer really helping out. Oh, nice focus on the Widow Mines. Not letting those fire. Really important for Hero. Chases, gets a Marauder, gets a Marine, and a Medevac. Another Blink could kill a bunch of these damaged Marauders. 2 more Marauders are going to go down. That is big. Ooh, BYUN overextended there. Hero's large and in charge. He's been looking so good in this tournament. I feel like this is amazing, man. Chat says overlay is bugged. There's no army count. That is true. That's okay. I don't know why that's bugged right now, but maybe the players posted up a bit of a dodgy version of the mod. I don't quite know. I'll have to show you guys the active forces tab every now and then, I guess. Is there an army supply tab? I don't think so. Ooh, here we go. Colossus, Stalker, Sentry, Zealot on the right. Viking Marauder there. There's only a couple of medevacs, not a lot of healing. BYUN's just going to go for it with the SCV pull. The SCV is blocked by the force field. Oh my lord. Hero destroying right now. Oh, hot diddly damn. He looks fantastic, man. That was a great fight. Those 2 Immortals from the early game, both on 11 kills. They got so much value. Hero playing some fantastic defensive builds. 2-gate Blink Robo Game 1, 3-gate Blink Robo Game 2. This is an oddly standard version of Hero, and it's paying dividends. All right, guys, going into Game 3, it's time to turn this series around. Shopify Rebellion's BYUN. It's a best of 7. You get a bit of leeway, but you can't lose 2 more games. You're going to have to win 4 games out of the next potential 6. This is BYUN. Or potential 5, I guess I should say. Down here in the bottom left, we've got Hero scouting for a proxy barracks, making sure he's not getting proxy marauded. That one's come back in fashion recently. I feel like 2 things are going to be happening here. I feel like BYUN should change his opening up to maybe put a bit more pressure on Hero. Hero's playing very defensive and almost greedy. And maybe just some sort of more standard, like Widow Mine drop into Raven opening would be a nice way to change things up. Remove the vision as well, because Hero's been so good with the observers. On the other hand, I'd like to see Hero open Stargate to keep his opponent guessing. Doesn't have to be proxied, just build an Oracle at home, and that'll be fantastic. Congrats to Smoked411 for their new 2-week-old child. Congratulations, mate. I feel very special you're watching some StarCraft right now. Thanks, dude. It's going to be a Marine first opening once again, so no Reaper. That's a pretty efficient build, but Whoa, he just canceled the Marine, guys. Oh, so BYUN did the cancel of the Marine to get the command center down at a minute 35. The reason you do that is even if they chrono an Adept across, there's no way they can stop this from building. And you're going to be doing a build here where there's normally downtime on the barracks, because notice you start the factory and you don't have 50 gas. Even after canceling the first Marine, he's still waiting with the barracks for about 5 seconds before starting the reactor. So that is the build order. Very nice way to get up a quick factory. You could go quick starport as well. Hero scouted everywhere for proxies. Didn't find anything. And has just gone back to mine. He's chronoing Adepts across. Looks like he's going to go Twilight again. Really feeling the 2-gate Blink Robo, 3-gate Blink Robo. Hero still rallying onto the gas there. Oh my gosh. Hero, just put them on minerals. It's so much more efficient. Pro gamers keep doing this where they don't like messing up the workers on minerals. But it's actually way better to put these guys on these patches here, get a few rounds, and then only go to the natural when it's finishing. But this is an argument I've basically been having with the pro gamers, and they've just kind of been like, can't be bothered changing it. This is cleaner. This is basically, it's like this is easier, and my OCD is telling me to do this. It's only a few minerals difference. Something I'll keep being critical of though. Hellions going to try to chase this down. Hero should be able to shade out of there. BYUN just wants to try and bruise her as much as possible, but the Marines block the Hellion from getting the last shot off. He's going to go for a scout. Problem, Hellion has no armor. That's only 46 hit points. That gets 2 shot by an Adept. So yeah, he's going to scout for proxies. Is BYUN. I mean, I guess BYUN has no idea what's going on in this game. He's trying to build more Marines right now. 3 Marines versus 2 Adepts. It's a bad fight for the Marines. The SCVs have to pull off the line. Ooh. He does manage to get back before the Adepts get the next shot off. Raises the wall just in time. Hellion's going to try to go in for a scout. This is a 3-gate Blink Robo behind it. And you know what I love? He sees the 2 gates and the Robo at the front. It almost feels like a 4-gate Blink Robo. Crazy laughter from Dot in the other room just threw me off for a second. I was like, what is she laughing at? Oh my lord. Cyclones and Marines coming across with the medevac. This is a nice way to mix it up. I do like the Raven follow-up. That makes me very happy. A little bit more pressure in the early game. A Raven behind it. And that's important because once again, Hero is playing 3-gate Blink Robo into a 3rd base. He's no doubt going to build a few observers again, go into Colossus and charge behind it. And the main base coming in. There's a gap in the vision right here. That's where BYUN goes because BYUN's a smart boy. Stalkers in nearby though. Blink's almost finished. Does end up backing away. 4 Stalkers, more than a match for that. But at least you're pitting him at home. Hellion sees the 3rd base and the Adept cleans that one up. Bunker's going up at home right now for BYUN. Notice the bunker placement. He'll put a tank back here and then he'll put another tank up here. And then if he really wants to be super safe, he can build another tank there. But doesn't really need to because he's seen the 3rd base. So he can actually swap off after a single siege tank if he wants, use Raven harassment, and actually go straight into reactor on the factory, reactor on the starport, swap the barracks over, start stim and shields, and go from there. Looks like he's going to opt for the 2nd siege tank, just because it is 3-gate. There still could be some decent Blinkstalker aggression. He wants that little extra piece of safety. A bit of a supply block here on 62, but the depots are finishing, so it's only a small one. Worker count's not that big for Hero. He has not been probing non-stop. It's up on 4 gases, a bunch of Stalkers coming forward. The Raven's going to come in behind the 3rd. I don't think there's really much of an opening for these Stalkers. They technically could blink there and focus the tank. Probes pull away from the Raven, but it doesn't actually pull the trigger on the auto turret until now. He's going to get... Oh, he didn't focus fire. Lazy play for Hero. He didn't focus... for BYUN, sorry. He didn't focus fire at all. The Stalkers are going to go for that dive that I talked about. He loses a Stalker for a tank. A great trade. BYUN, he sees that observer. He could scan right now and take it out. He might just wait for the Raven to come home. Raven's kind of trapped, though. Shame that BYUN didn't shift-click that auto turret on the probes. He could have killed 1, if not 2. Cyclone runs in, and oh my god, the shield battery saves it. Oh my god, BYUN's not finding anything? This is so weird. I think BYUN expected a very different series today. A Hero's playing the ultimate mind game of just playing a macro game. The last thing you expect from a cheeser like Hero is for him to just play really straightforward macro games for the first 3 times in a best of 7. This is wild. Scan goes down. Bunker is there right now. Observer's up there as well. He's going to try and pick up and sneak a drop across, but that medevac's heavily damaged. I don't like this choice for BYUN. This is basically a just sneak it across and hope it gets there. 4 Stalker shots would kill that medevac. But he's going to risk it if he can slide in, unload there, stim in the main base. That can be a game-winning move. Colossus. 4 more gateways are on the way. It's going to bring him up to 7 gates. Charge coming in. No forge for Hero just yet. Damages a few units. Gets on out of there. Third command center is up at a decent time. Oh, the Observer sees him pick up and move out. BYUN, this is not a secretive move at all. Raven comes in, gets an auto turret down. He's killed only 1 probe with this. At least he finally gets a second one. The shield battery comes in just in time to save that 3rd probe. And the double drop gets caught at the same time. BYUN is playing so risky right now. He needs to unload this. He needs to unload. He cannot keep flying. He needs to unload right now, but he should be running away as he unloads. Crazy unload location. The Stalkers are going to blink across. Oh no. BYUN is in trouble right now, guys. The power of the puppy failing him. Hero is chasing him back to his side of the map. The Marine drop gets in the main, though. This was all about keeping him distracted. Does it pay off enough? He forces the recall. 10 probes go down. That was actually really good economic damage. He gets a bunch of the Marine Marauder home to heal with the Medivacs. The Raven's going to make it home so he can start cleaning up Observers. Oh, is it, though? 3 Stalkers, 4, 5 Stalkers on top of it. Good catch for Hero. Bit of an F2 there. If that went around the edge of the map, it could have got home. And remember, this Observer still sees everything that's going on. He's going for a Widowmine drop on the left. Hero going for a big push right now. He's got a Colossus out. Second one's on the way. Extended Thermal Lance is already finished, but there's no upgrades for Protoss, and he's only on 56 probes. Hero's got to do something right now. I love the way BYUN is just sitting on 2 base. He's realizing that Hero is trying to take the fight to him. Stalkers are going to get the bunker, though. Oh, mass repair would have been so nice there. Widowmine does get a big shot on the 3rd base. 6 workers going down. Widowmine's in the natural as well. BYUN here multitasking very well. He's trying to float his 3rd out right now. That's a crazy move. If Hero sees that, that'll be a big sacrifice. 10 probes in total end up going down. 2 Widowmines survive. They do get hidden in the back, ready to go in again. Hero's economy is very bad right now. These Marauders are all stuck behind the mineral line, though. There's Vikings and a lot of Marauders here, but the Marines up front against the Colossus is not what you want. And he stims his whole army. He's only got 4 Medivacs there for healing. Hero is going to make him stim himself to death if he's not careful. He needs more Vikings. He needs the Marauders up front. Hero is all over him. The force fields have no answer right now. There's no answer to the force fields. The one on the ramp is deadly, blocking his rally from getting down. The Colossus pulling back, the Stalkers microing. If they can get rid of these Vikings, it's going to be amazing. The Warp Prism it's sitting back there, warping in units behind. Another Colossus is rallying in. This is a terrible spot to be in as BYUN. Hero all over him right now. Does blink forward, gets one of the Vikings, gets another one. A few of those Vikings go down. Hero traded a bunch of his economy away on the defense, but he kept his army alive, and now he is just slanding the hammer on BYUN. BYUN needed to maybe flank this army or something like that in the open, getting pushed back into his natural against Stalkers, Colossus, and those deadly force fields was such a problem. Dude, Hero is crushing it today, speedrunning his way to a 3-0 advantage. All right, everybody, we're going into what could be the final game, and actually, I realized I asked the players for some thoughts on playing against each other, and I forgot to read them at the start of the series. I haven't actually read them at all, so let's read them right now at the start of this game. We've got BYUN in the bottom right, representing Shopify Rebellion. Hero in the top left. It's a good map for Terran, Babylon. If there's ever a map to start that comeback, this is it. 4 games in a row, full reversal. Come on, BYUN, you know you can do it. BYUN said, Hero is a very difficult opponent. I honestly actually wanted Dark to be my opponent, so I was cheering for him. Unfortunately, Hero came up. I think it will be more difficult because there is a Colossus range bug now. So if Hero focuses on Colossus, I will hate him. So that was what BYUN had to say here. Yeah, the Colossus has an extra range. They are very good right now, guys. And asking Hero the same question, he said, because BYUN is really good these days, I'm scared. I'm scared, but I'm confident. I think I just need to keep my guard down. I think he means like keep his guard up, but close enough. There's also some Korean words in there, which I guess I can quickly run through Google Translator. Sorry, I didn't realize he'd answered in Korean at all as well. I'm not sure if it was just saying the same thing, but more clearer. So let me just Google that really quickly here. Scouting for proxies. Let's quickly get in there. Translating. It thinks it's Vietnamese. It's Korean, dude. Come on, man. Listening, phonetic transcription, magnified view, retranslation. Okay, so he copied. Okay, okay, that literally was the Google Translate words that he copy pasted when he copy pasted the message over to me. He also copy-pasted a bunch of the Google Translate boxes around it, and that's what the Korean text was. Okay, never mind. I was like, ooh, what are these Korean words, and why are they formatted so oddly? It's like, the secret to success, it lies in the listening. Step 1, listening. Step 2, phonetic transcription. Step 3, magnified view with the observer over his natural. Step 4, retranslation. And that's how you take the Terran to D-Town. Absolutely. Good plan, Hero. Good plan. I look forward to you applying this in this game. Looking for that 4-0 over BYUN, which would be absolutely massive. Oh, it'd be interesting if BYUN goes Vikings a little earlier. I mean, that's the one thing here, right? Go Vikings a little bit earlier. If you know he's going Colossus, there might be like a mini meta around this where you're like, okay, I only go 2 medevacs and then I go straight for 6 Vikings. Or the Raven. Keep the Raven alive, right? And save the energy for Interference Matrix. Because those are the 2 best answers for Colossus, as well as trying to fight in the open with your units spread out and if possible flank from 2 sides at once. Whew, that Marine could have got jumped on there. If that Adept went in, it would have had a free Marine kill and then it could have moved down and got an SCV. But now Hero decides to commit when there's 3 Marines and an Alien. Not a great choice. Second Adept's almost here though. And look at that, he can go forward now. 2 Adepts does beat this, but the second Adept was a little far behind. He doesn't want to throw the Adepts away, and he doesn't target fire quite right, so one of the Adepts takes a fair bit of damage. Ooh, the Alien's very low. Gonna try and shade in. Knowing Hero, he might just YOLO this and commit on top. Try to kill that Hellion. I don't think it's worth it with 5 Marines out, though. Good choice to not go for that. Robo's on the way, as well as a 2nd and now 3rd Gateway. 3-gate Blink Robo is a nice middle-of-the-road build to make sure you don't die to anything early on. Apparently, BYUN has a build where he goes double Raven sometimes, so Twitch chat suggesting that that would be the time to do it. I agree. I think this is a pretty good time to go double Raven. I'm going to go for a drop for now. Flying on top of the Adepts, just dropping on top of them, saying there's no escape. Adept turns around and tries to focus the Hellion. Good moves by Hero. Oh, he's going to get the Hellion if you're not careful. Oh, he's getting inside the base. The Hellion's like, okay, well, I don't want to let you get inside the base. Hero should just tap that Hellion for sure. Does tap the Hellion, scouts the build, very slow on the swap. Guys, BYUN was tunnel visioning. He should have had the Raven already started. He literally loaded the medevac, boosted out, and just tunnel vision on the micro. This is a sign of BYUN being maybe a little bit thrown off. Apparently, BYUN really struggled in a qualifier he was playing earlier today against Goblin playing Colossus a lot. So it feels like BYUN might be at that point where he's just kind of processing something new, hasn't had the time to really sit down and analyze his replays deeply. He's so busy playing tournaments. And might be a little bit in his own head. Supply block on 62, and he only just starts a depot. Unfortunate. Gateways are here. It's 4-gate Blink this time, guys. Oh, he's actually going to go hard. Okay, I like this build. Hero's got 9 Stalkers on the front before 5 minutes. The bunker's not ready. The tank's not out. Remember I said he froze up on his production? He should have a tank out and a second one halfway done. This is a huge mistake for BYUN. He cannot let this bunker go down. He's got to pull the boys to repair. Pull the boys to repair. The medevac gets focused first of all, but it looks like, where's the repair? Okay, Hero not really focusing the bunker. 1 Stalker for a medevac and a few Marines. Still a good trade. I like the tank positioning. If he goes in there at all, he's going to take some big shots. Do not unsiege that tank. But he's not repairing the bunker with anything more than 1 guy, and the tank is not in range. He needed to be repairing that bunker. Uh-oh. Does push back the Stalkers from the high ground, but he has to use the auto turret for that. The Observer's there. That tank, I mean, it's providing a little bit of safety on the bottom, stopping him from dying, but he's going to take some damage on the extremities. Marine SCVs get pulled. Not a good fight for BYUN. I don't think he should be taking this one. He doesn't have enough Marines here. Zealots are warping in now as well. Oh, Hero is going ham. Hero has a 3rd base building behind it, but he's still only on 42 workers. He's not really probing. Hero is still very committed to this attack. At this point, you want to see him bring the Prism around the left, drop Zealots on that tank on the high ground. That, if he wants to go for the YOLO, it's mix that with a Blink forward to snipe this tank, and you might be able to do well. But instead, he says 12 SCV kills, pull back, and that is the right play. Goes back to probing. He's got a Robo Bay and a Forge built at his 3rd base. Now, you might wonder, why would you build your most important tech structures at the 3rd? The reason for that, as he loses the Observer to the Raven, is because Hero is a chaotic evil player, for those who don't know. He's not chaotic good, he's chaotic evil. He's building his most important tech at the 3rd to create more hype in the series for when that inevitably goes down to BYUN's first push. Not a good choice by him, definitely could get him in trouble. Flies into a Widowmine there, does lose a Stalker. Prism very damaged as well. Stalkers go back in on the natural, though. He's got very little to defend. Oh, man. BYUN's just getting pulled around left, right, and center. The Prism recalled home. His tank moves to the low ground. The bio is there. He's taking an okay fight. Don't want to lose the Raven, though. Good pullback on the Raven. Only lost 2 SCVs that time. And, man, having your tech sitting out there, that is... Hero fighting for the power of Protoss at a time when Protoss players have been going, oh, this matchup's so unfair. He's looking very, very good today. Extended Thermal Lance is on the way. The Forge is still not upgrading. This placement is triggering me very hard, guys. I'm going to keep coming back to that. I mean, if he loses his Robobay and Forge out front of his third, it's like, come on, man. Why is that not in your main or natural? This is the safest place for your tech. That's where you want to build those important structures. Double drop comes in the main. Risky play for BYUN. He's going to shove the front, but it's only a very small army going to the front. This is a crazy move out for him. He's going to stumble into the Stalkers in the middle of the map. Stuff's about to get weird. Stuff's about to get very weird. The tanks actually have pretty good firepower in the fog. He picks up and saves on the north. The tanks and the Stalkers are trading in the middle of the map. Oh, losing those tanks is pretty rough. He kills a lot of Stalkers, but he loses all of his siege tanks. That was such a weird push for BYUN through the middle, and even though he killed a bunch of Stalkers, units lost tabs even. Hero's keeping his third alive. He's forgotten to use this Forge entirely. So that's a distraction Forge, guys. You guys know in war, sometimes they put up like replicas and stuff. They'll build like cardboard siege tanks and like put them out everywhere. So the satellite's like, they have an army of tanks here, but they're just like an empty shell or whatever. That's what that Forge was. Now he decides to use it. Second eBay Armory is on the way. BYUN's going second eBay Armory again. Interesting, guys. I really feel, especially with this Colossus style giving him trouble, going earlier for other tools that are going to give him immediate help are going to make him safer against things like the Colossus push. But BYUN is going to try to go for the upgrades that he went for in Game 1. That's going to require him to slow this game right down. Just kind of hang on. And you know what? I actually like the continued tank production with that. It's a shame he threw the 3 siege tanks away. If he was up at 4 siege tanks going on 5, he'd be unbreakable. With just 1 siege tank going on 2, it's a little bit more fragile to these Colossus pushes, and it's coming across the map. Tanks outrange this entire army, so if you can protect the tanks from the Zealots, the tanks will protect your bio from the Stalkers and the Colossus. Gets a good shot off there. And try and build a depot forwards as well. Siege tank's going to try to get down here, but he's misclicked it. Okay, good correction by BYUN. He puts that tank in a slightly better position. He's trying to stop the advance with the depots. This is a very good setup for BYUN. He realizes he's got to survive right now. He's also got a Raven ready, stacked full on energy to Interference Matrix. He goes after the Stalkers, only drops 1 Interference Matrix. Great move by BYUN. Hero goes in and throws away a lot of his Stalkers. The Disruptor's heavily damaged. The Raven's still there with an Interference Matrix, soon to have a second one. He drops some auto turrets. The tanks go down, though. Oh, okay, saves 1 tank. Saves 1 tank. He's going to pick up his bio and move back to defend that siege tank. Another one's almost out. He needs these tanks so desperately. BYUN. Oh, no, the tank. The repair is good. The Stalkers dive and they get it, though. Hero realized that once he gets rid of the tanks, the Colossus have the range advantage again. Oh, BYUN's got 1 more tank and some Vikings coming out, but they're not ready just yet. His Raven's out of juice. It's going to need another 20-30 seconds before it can go for round 2. Ooh, nice medevac snipe as well. The Marauders, they're pretty good versus the Stalkers, but the Zealots tank very well versus them. I like the pick up and the save. He's going to try and save the SCVs as well, I think. He's trying to redrop there, but the tank is not in range. The tank can't quite reach, man. It's got those little T-Rex hands, and it's struggling. Oh, Hero's going to take out 10, 12, 14 SCVs on the retreat from the third. Oh, Fire moves forward, chases off the Prism. Disruptor comes in, though. BYUN vying for position right now, fighting for his tournament life. Hero wants the 4-0, but he doesn't have much of a follow-up. It's just, I've taken a 4th. I'm transferring probes. I'm making Disruptors 1 at a time, plus 2 upgrades, and now adding some probes. Hero does not have a crazy late-game transition or anything like that. BYUN has 2-2 on the way. Yes, he's in a bad position. It's a pretty damn bad position. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying BYUN's in a good position, but with the 2-2 finishing, if he can protect these tanks, maybe, just maybe, he can drag his way back into this game. Third base is relanded. 52 workers in a dream right now. The Disruptors are going to cause a big problem for him. I think I'd like to see a little bit more pre-splitting for BYUN against this, because your mixture of Colossus beams with that 10 range and the Disruptors, you're going to not want to have to dodge with your whole army against every Disruptor shot, and you don't want to be quite so clumped versus the Colossus beams. I'm cheering for BYUN. I'm sure there's someone out there who's like, why do you hate Hero? I hate 4-0 series because I like getting more games. I want more hype. I want more excitement. If BYUN can win a game, win another game, that would be so exciting. because it's been such a rough start to the series. Hero's playing so straight up, and BYUN's struggling to keep up with it. Sensor Tower's going to get sniped. He's going to rebuild that immediately. 3 tanks are out. A couple Vikings. The Raven there. Oh, the Disruptor's coming in. The Zealots take the front volley. Oh, he gets a siege tank. Really good move. Anti-armor missile goes down on the Disruptors. Not the most useful. I kind of prefer Interference Matrix being saved up. Gonna move a new tank forward. He's still got a tank there and a tank there. That was a really good move. Disruptors, it's very hard to outrange siege tanks, but if you just take the first volley with some Zealots, then the Disruptors can throw those shots pretty safely. Here we go. Oh, BYUN actually pulls back. The flank needs to come from the north, but oh, that move was so good. He cleared out the siege tanks and then just pulls back. Great moves by Hero. Hero's Disruptors are mostly empty, though. BYUN avoids a few Disruptor shots. Really nice chase by BYUN. BYUN's got to chase this army down. There's still a bunch of Zealots in there. The Colossus are doing so much damage. Those Colossus... Holy crud! That extra range, not to mention the way Hero just started to step back. The Immortal in the back was dealing so much, and the Zealot warp-in comes in. Hats off to Hero for keeping the Prism alive earlier. That Prism would have gone down, but he ferried it back. It saved itself on 20 life, and it kept warping in on the front lines. The Marauders are finally trying to get on top, but that Immortal causing so many issues. And these two Colossus, 17 kills and 21 kills, a 38-kill Colossus duo. And that there is devastating, devastating damage. Hero takes a 4-0. Holy crud. I'm sure people are going to be saying, well, it's all the Colossus range. I don't think it is. It was Hero was playing better than him before the Colossus hit the field in most of those games. He looked fantastic. His early game was splendid and so well played with like the 2-gate blink robo defense. His defense in the early games, his blink stalker micro was absolutely wild, and Hero put himself in a position to make the Colossus look broken because those early games. GG, well played.